for the 10th Annual Smokin on the Tracks Barbecue Cook-Off. Rhino back in the studio guiding us through the middle of our day. Rhino, what day is this?
It's Friday, y'all.
I wasn't sure. Thanks for reminding me of that, though. Yes, and it's a great Friday. The sun is peeking through the clouds here, warming up. They're starting to shut down the streets. I see the barricade up down there in downtown Summit for the Smokin on the Tracks Barbecue Cook-Off. And joining us now, one of the participants in the Barbecue Smoker Cook-Off, and that's Mr. Chad Reed. Thanks for joining us today, Chad.
Look, I am excited to be here. We look forward to this every year. It's a big deal for the town of Summit, and it is a whole lot of fun.
It certainly is, and I have just been so impressed with the passers-by here on 51 that have all stopped to wave and shout and acknowledge us. We got lots of fans out there for SuperTalk and lots of fans of the Smokin on the Tracks Cook-Off. And, of course, you're a fan because you're a participant.
I've been participating for a little while, been helping for a long time with it. I've judged. I've been over the judges, and it's actually a lot more fun to cook this thing. I mean, when you get these guys, it goes back and forth every year, and the jawing back and forth, it's good, friendly rivalry, and you find that in any barbecue, in your competitive barbecue circuits.
So are you going to share with us your secret?
What you want to know? I'll tell you, Gerard. You and me are tight.
That's
I mean,
right,
we will hook this up. I can tell you everything that I do, every piece of meat I use, every rub I use. You'll never cook it the same as I do.
I was going to say I probably can't replicate it, even if you told me all the secrets. But so, do you expect to win this year?
Of course.
Of course
I mean, we won first place brisket last year. We're here to defend that brisket championship,
okay.
And we're going to take the chicken, the ribs, and the pork butt scores, and take home another grand champion this year.
All right. So now, Chad, do all the participants prepare all the different meats?
No. Some of the teams will come in, cook one or two meats, but to take the overall championship, you do have to participate in all four meat categories.
I got you.
But you can come in. Look, you can come in tonight, pay $50, come in, just do chicken in the morning, 2-3 hour cook, and do chicken and try to win a little money.
How about that? So, yeah, because we understand there's still some room for folks to sign up.
Yes, there's room for sign up. It's $50 a category, but you do get the better deal. If you go ahead and sign up for all four, it's $150 for all four. So it's a lot of fun, and it takes a lot of prep work, too. Believe it or not, I started 2 weeks ago getting ready for this competition.
2 weeks?
Yes, sir. It's about a 2-week process before every competition. My team is Sheltered Smoke here in Pike County.
Okay.
Consists of 4 people. It's me, my wife, Lynn Weaver, and he's kind of famous around these parts out at North Pike, and then his wife, Jennifer Weaver. So it's 4 of us that compete, and Lynn takes care of my chicken and ribs for me. He is an ace at that, won many trophies, and I take care of the pork butt and the brisket.
All right. And you got some sponsors that are helping you
yes,
as well?
we're very grateful to anybody that helps us out. It gets a little pricey out there trying to compete and do many per year. Vine's Meat Market has been gracious to us, helping us with some meat and different things. They've got some cordon bleu chicken sausage for us to cook. Be sure to come by tonight. We'll hook you up. And then A to Z Printing has been really good to us. They made these snazzy shirts for us.
Looks really good.
And got our banners and things like that. So we do have to have a little help, and always glad for local help to come help us get out there and compete and bring their name out there.
Sure.
Pike County's got a lot of great assets, and we like to showcase those local assets.
Wow. That's now you got me hungry after talking about all that food, by the way. So
Look, you come by, Gerard. Like I said, me and you are tight. We will hook you up tonight.
I bet you can and will. All right, so what about the judges? How do they go about judging barbecue? Is there anything in particular they're looking for?
Yes.
Is there? All right, so is there like a set of standards and guidelines that you're trying to meet and achieve in order to be selected and be scored high? How does that work?
Number one, everything's weighted. Keep that in mind. You're graded on appearance.
Okay.
You're graded on texture. Okay. And you're graded on taste. Obviously, taste is weighted the hardest.
Sure.
So these boxes will be perfectly turned in. You'll have Q-tips and tweezers, making sure everything looks perfect.
Wow.
Even though appearance is weighted the least, you got to hit that each and every time.
Yeah.
And then taste, taste is your big, and it's very subjective on that. tenderness, texture, that's pretty well a common between a lot of folks. But then when you get into taste, it's very subjective. You've got about one bite to impress that judge. When that judge is sitting there judging 6 categories of 6 pieces of meat from 4 different categories, if they just take one bite, they've judged 24 bites of meat.
Wow.
And so you've got one good bite to impress them.
Wow.
One good bite.
All right, so do they clean their palates between bites?
Yes.
How do they do that?
Every judge is going to do that. It's either usually grapes or saltine crackers and a sip of water. Grapes do a great job. Just depends on what the sponsor provides. Grapes cleanse the palate really well. So I've done the judging thing. I'm also a Kansas City Barbecue Society certified judge.
How about that?
Me and my wife, me and all of our team, we will go around judging competitions because we like to try to reverse engineer what everybody's doing out on the circuit.
You can't do that, man.
You'd be surprised. You would be surprised what hints and flavors you're picking up and kind of seeing what people are doing.
Well, all right, so are there any sort of, let's just say, unexpected ingredients that some of the cookers might use, the smokers might use, that would surprise people if they knew that was included?
You're seeing the rise of cinnamon. Cinnamon on ribs. Now, it's got to be subtle. As me as a judge, if I can identify that cinnamon, I don't really like it. But when you know it's there, you can pick up the subtle hints of it, but you'd be surprised how cinnamon will affect ribs. Very, very light dustings.
CJ from Madison on the C Spire text line says, 2 weeks prior start, wow, just give this guy the trophy now.
Well, I appreciate that very much. That's a kind compliment. But just by the time you start sourcing meat, you'll start at least 2 weeks out trying to source meat, and you've got to buy some of the best out there. We love Piggly Wiggly here, but you don't go to the Piggly Wiggly to pick up something out of the case. You're going trying to find the very best. And this is years of experience as trying different brands, different products of where you get your meat, which Vines has done a great job of helping us source some of our meat products that we're looking for.
All right, Chad, you're not a barbecuer as a way of making a living, are you?
No, no. I'm shelter insurance here in Macomb, and this is a lot of fun. Great way to meet customers, get referrals, and just have a lot of fun meeting a lot of great people out there.
Have you been a kind of a cook, a chef?
I raised 3 boys. I had to cook a side of beef to keep them fed. Okay, so I started years ago cooking a lot of beef, a lot of pork, because I had one that was a football player, about 6'2", 260, offensive lineman here at North Pike, did a great job, but he didn't ever get full. He got tired of chewing.
Just tired of chewing.
So I learned how to cook big quantities of meat, and it went from that, just getting these 3 boys fed, moved into kind of fine-tuning the skill set and learning how to do some of the more intricate things in the barbecue world.
All right, so do you cook at home?
Yes.
Regularly?
Yes.
Do you cook for friends and so forth?
Well, they're my tasters a lot of the time. You've heard of the term muscle memory a lot.
Yeah.
In baseball, football, basketball. Same thing in this sport. You have got to be able to do it and replicate what you do each and every time, and then take it and put it on a time schedule. You got a 5-minute turn-in window, 5 minutes before, 5 minutes after to turn everything in. So if you're not practicing, keeping that muscle memory up, knowing your smokers, knowing exactly what they're going to do, believe it or not, the temperature and the humidity will affect how we cook and what we do over there before turn-ins.
Everything's complicated, even cooking.
It can be, but
nuanced.
But it's nuanced. It's like you said, it's a lot of fun, and you learn a lot. You learn something new every time you go out.
Which is what any sort of discipline and art, that's the way it should be.
Yes.
And do you learn from some of the other chefs as well?
Every time. Now, you've got to learn, in this world, there is a lot of camaraderie, but there's also a lot of tall tales told as well.
Yeah.
You've got to learn to sift through some of the tall tales and then pull out the little bits of information that are useful. And usually just being around watching what somebody does and how they do it can give you some inspiration.
I got you. Well, it's quite the art. I know that, and I have deep respect for folks like you that can prepare food that is tasty and has that right texture and presentation. Because I can't do it, I freely admit that, but I have much respect for those that can.
It is, like I said, it's a lot of fun. It's taken years for me to get to this point. Like I said, we did win brisket here last year.
Yeah.
Our goal is to get our ribs and chicken and pork scores up, but that was our first competition last year. We also got to go to Byram to the swinging bridge contest last year. That
Cool.
was a big one. Even during COVID, it was one of the biggest ones that got out last year, and there were some big names there from all across the country. And we got 13th out of 37 teams last year. We were really pleased with that. So this year, going out, we've got about 5 on our schedule. The rest of them, the way, are KCBS. And this is a great warm-up for us, but it's local, so there's a lot of bragging.